Let's do it.
Oh man. Hey guys, it's been a while, but I'm Patrick,
I'm James
and this is Two Guys, One Cup.
with special guest
Steve Fernandez.
again. Thank you, Steve, for coming.
Of
We
course.
love you. We appreciate you. Your fans appreciate you, and soon to be fans are going to appreciate you even more.
You
And I
know,
would say probably one of the best promoters. Dude, how did you?
one of our favorite promoters.
Yeah,
Our
so
favorite
quick though.
promoter.
That's what gets me. Like, who is your insight on that? I wanted to ask more questions about this before. Is like,
So with when it came to like promoting and stuff, it was all on really sales. I've been doing sales my whole life. So when it came to promoting and pushing this stuff out there and everything else, especially I was selling cars. Now I have my own smoke and glass shop and
Oh, I
stuff.
had no
So
idea. You were
yeah,
in car sales?
yeah,
I had no idea.
yeah. I've been car sales for almost 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing it for a while. I became really successful doing that. Bought my house, bought my cars and everything doing that, and then didn't really want to work with anybody anymore. So I ended up to open up the smoke shop and stuff. Really, it was all sales my whole life, and then promoting and stuff was how can I get things out there the best way? You know what I mean? And it was like from one day to the next because I put in like if I'm gonna do something, I put in 150% into that. I don't half-ass anything. So as soon as I started doing that, it was promoting because I started promoting and sponsoring before I was even a puller.
Yeah.
So that's really what was, that was the fact of everything. And that was, it's already been a little bit almost a little bit over a year, almost, yeah, a little bit over a year, year and a half about that, about a year and a half. And started pulling. And this has been a year since because Winter Blast was my first tournament that I pulled. So it's been a year since I've been pulling. And yeah, man, sponsoring, promoting both at the same time was trying to get my name out there, pulling in Wayne Withers and stuff, and calling Steve Walker and Paul Cruz and Nick Stone and having all those guys at the tournament was a big deal. You know what I mean? Because everybody could see the best pullers around here between New York to New Jersey to Connecticut. Right there in the tri-state area. You know what I mean? So and anybody and everybody that one that's going to be able to see them, two that's going to be able to pull them, and three, are they going to be there again, or are we going to have more pullers? And that's really what was, I was pushing it out not just around here, but to be in Maine, Hampshire, wherever I could, Massachusetts. So, and then meeting you guys too, and then meeting Aiden, that was just blowing it up in your state, blowing it up in Massachusetts, blowing it up, so it just kept on getting bigger and bigger. And now we're going to Montana, we're going to different states, traveling with the City Slickers, which we have a fucking beast of a team, you know what I mean? So that's just getting better, bigger and better. So but yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, look, and then Paul goes and wins the Arnold. So you want to come? Is he coming to the next tournament? I know he missed the last one because he was prepping for the Arnold's, but
This is who?
Paul Cruz.
I'm not sure if he's covered.
Yeah, I don't know how he's supposed to get gum if he doesn't come to your tournament.
Say again.
I don't know how he's going to get gum from my wife if he doesn't come to the tournament.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So hopefully he comes. Him and his
Yeah.
wife. Usually they both come, but
They're black.
yeah, I'd say they come. It's like every other one they come. So he's been coming. Every other fucking tournament. I'd say him and his wife do. So it's good. He'll probably be there. I know Nick Stone will be there. He's usually there every tournament. Sets up in the back and does his dollar pulls and stuff. And I'm pretty sure he's getting ready for the turtle tournament too. So he's collecting a couple funds
Yeah.
for the turtle tournament. So that's great.
Dude, he's been getting blown up by Devin Larratt.
yeah, you've been seeing that. Like every time Devin brings up anyone that's worth pulling left-handed, he's talking about Pablo, Cody Merritt,
Nick Stone.
and then he's
He's
like,
talking about Nick Stone.
dude, every podcast I've seen in the last month now, Devin's always like bringing up Nick Stone, and I'm like,
Probably
Nick, dude,
be
you
his.
gotta like reach, like,
Yeah.
fuck.
He's saying he's like that guy's got to be top 4 or 5, left-handed. So in the U.S.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Back.
He is.
He beat Austin Jaegers. He beat Austin for like 6, I think, a while ago, and then he beat that.
And he's good right hand too, man. He's a beast right hand too. His left hand is better than his right, but he's just been storming through with his right hand right now. Kill the guy, fucking. I think Yoshiatsu or something like that was
Yep.
the guy that was last time on Knuckles Up, which he ran right through him, and he's been running through everybody at Knuckles Up. So after I seen Nick and he goes, "Yeah, I'm pulling him right," I was like, "No shit." I was like, "This guy's been killing everybody here." He goes, "Yeah, I know," and it wasn't really a big deal to him. He ran right through him, man. So
He's
and
so
Nick's a
humble.
beast, man. He's an absolute monster, bro.
The only guy I've ever seen him have trouble with was Jordan Sonic, but rightly, that guy's nasty. So,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
when him and Jordan after pulled, that was the only time I've ever really seen him struggle with anybody.
Mhm.
It was crazy.
And again, maybe in a tournament, it'd be a little bit different.
Yeah, those-
Yeah, he's a different beast too in a tournament and everything like that. Like when he's just like it's he's got that switch, you know what I mean? And if you ever hung out with with Nick before and sat with him, he's a great guy, calm guy, relaxed guy, you know, love his vibe. We were just hanging out maybe 4 or 5 days before he went out to his to Winter Blast and competed last night. And that's another thing. Arm guides, the whole thing got shut off after Paul went. So I didn't even get to see Paul Passmore after that one. I didn't
yeah,
get
I
to see
missed.
Paul Cruz. I didn't get to see Nick Stone. I didn't get to see anything. So
Oh, and Nick had a match?
Nick had a match at Winter Blast
yeah,
against the UK guy.
yeah,
Oh, shit. Do we know
yeah.
what happened?
With his right hand. I don't know what happened because it got shut off. I was why, but paper. I put the pay per view on Arm Gods and they got shut off after
Yeah.
Paul Passmore.
Who was he pulling? Was he pulling Mindaugas?
Yeah, dude. He's pulling
Okay,
in
that's what I
Dagas,
thought.
dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
I
had no
don't know
idea.
what happened, but I'm gonna probably give it to Nick too. Nick's an absolute fucking monster, bro. Absolute monster. You know what I mean?
It's
So,
hard to find someone to go against him because he's just
well, yeah,
that
it really
good.
is.
And the elites, in my opinion, are scared. Like people that have names are scared to pull Nick because he doesn't have a huge following yet. You know what I mean? He's kind of like a monster coming out of the woods.
Mhm.
Like it's going to be one of those things where he finally is going to get on the big stage with the big name guy and smash him, and they're going to go, "Well, who the fuck is this guy?"
Well, no, I already told him. I said, "You know, you're on your way there, right?" And he looks at me, he goes, I might be." And I'm sitting there, he goes, "Yeah, no." I said, "You're almost there, Nick." I said, "Just wait for the call." I said, "You know, you're gonna get a call from Engen soon." You know,
Yeah.
so it's just a fact of it, man. I mean, once you start pulling all these bigger guys that are, you know, top 5, top 10 really, and you start running through them, it makes you think if he's running through these guys that are top 10, what is he going to do with the elites?
Right.
You
But
know what I
that's what
mean?
makes it so fucking awesome.
Right. That's what makes you really think like, is he really that strong? Could he really hang in with Mendagas and all these other guys? Like, is he really, you know? I don't know.
I
I
gotta
think,
find out. I know I was looking for it today because usually something like that would linger on Facebook and it was gone. There was nothing.
no, yeah.
So you
No,
can
I
find
didn't
anything.
see anything. I didn't see the matches last night, even though I paid for them. So
Oh,
which sucks. You know what I mean? It's fucking I don't know what Armed Gods and 98% did or whatever, but they got shut
well,
off right after
Had it
Baltimore.
streamed. Paul had the tournament stream today. That's where I watched it. Paul
Well,
Cruz,
the Paul Cruz pulled today?
Paul Cruz had the tournament streaming.
Oh no,
And
no, no. Yeah, I know. I was watching that too.
last night.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I know. I know that he pulled that super match last night, but the
yeah.
only way I couldn't find that. I couldn't find the Winter Blast tournament anywhere but his.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah,
Me neither. I wasn't seeing it anywhere. I don't know if they weren't live streaming it or what it was, but I
yeah.
couldn't see it at all whatsoever. So I like you said, I went to Paul Cruz's and I was watching there. I was watching Maddie fucking clean up shop and she fouled out. I was so fucking
He got
pissed.
screwed.
Yeah,
I
she
didn't
got
like
screwed
that.
so bad, man. She got screwed so bad, man. The refs, horrible ref, you know, the head ref, you know what I mean?
It was
So,
Tim President.
huh? Yeah, I know.
I think it was Tim President. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Ray was on the other side, but
Ray
he
was
was
a down ref, you know,
yeah.
and but it was a pin, and then they were saying elbow, but she pinned him
Yeah.
before it was an elbow. So it was a pin, and then she was off the pad. But it's if I pin you first before I get off the pad, that's a fucking pin. I don't care how you look at it, you know?
Agreed. Yeah, I thought she smoked her.
It's just like if I fucking flash pin you and then I lift my elbow up. That doesn't
That's not
fucking matter. I already fucking pinned you. I lift my elbow up to fucking get, you know what I mean? That's
yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
He was
just
buried. That's I thought the same thing.
twice.
Twice. Yeah, that's
Twice.
what I thought. I was watching that work today. I mean, sorry, boss.
I wasn't actually.
Yeah, no, that's
We
what I'm
were
saying.
busy. I was busy. I had a bunch of deals today, but I found some time to watch it. So Because you know I'm in the car business, right?
Yeah, dude. I remember being in the car, man. I was
I'm a
there for a
finance
longer.
manager, though.
Yeah,
I'm not.
I
I
did
won't go back
sales,
to it.
man. I did sales.
I did
I
too.
did finance for maybe a few months, and it wasn't. It was special finance. I don't know if you guys had special finance by any chance.
Uh-uh.
Okay,
No.
so it's just like a lower level, like banks with a lot higher interest rate. They were automatically 20 something percent.
Yeah, like credit acceptance.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Credit acceptance,
We don't
CAC.
use them.
It was CAC. It's exactly what it was. All the dirt balls, I would say.
Yeah, Are people getting started? Come on, there's a couple. You gotta get $6,000
Yeah,
off.
getting started, getting murdered in a car, fucking at CAC at 20 something percent. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I was in there for a few months doing that. Didn't really like it. It was too much work and not enough money because they would only pay you. It was you just didn't make enough money. You just couldn't make enough money. But in sales, I was really successful. I was selling cars,
Yep.
25, 30 cars a month, every fucking month. Low month was like 20 cars. But it was fun. It was good. It was just for the people you're doing it for. And I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Sometimes you just don't.
Yeah, I had repeats. I was like repeat referral for like my marketing app. So, but just
Question. You have a link to this that you can send me? Because I have people that are asking me to the link.
I don't have anything live.
Oh, okay. So this is just regular.
This is regular, and then I'll post it. I will post it up at 9. We were gonna try to do it
Well,
on
how
Facebook.
does the Nightmare do it?
Yeah, because
Live.
I don't have Streamlab. I can't do it because I don't have an iPhone.
You don't have to have an iPhone.
To have that I've been looking and trying to find stuff.
It's
I'm
it's
working on it.
called I'll tell you what it's called. It's called hold on. I'll tell you right now.
Because I've been working on trying to get something, and I am not technologically savvy. I suck.
It's called Restream.
Restream.
And that's live.
Well, next time we'll have to do that.
Oh, so you always just record and then you fucking
Then I put it up.
nice.
Yep.
Nice. Good shit.
Yeah.
I want to get to the part where I can start editing shit, and then like when we're talking about certain stuff, I want to put a thing like another screen up next to our heads, and like so we're having conversations about like, oh, this match or that match. I can bring it up.
Well, you need a computer for that. I'm working on
You
it.
can do that shit with a smartphone, dude. I edit all my shit on the iPhone.
Yeah, seriously.
It's just Pat is like does
Different
everything way
apps. Just
more
use
by
different apps, dude. I just got an app from Dan, and Dan sent me an app, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" He was like, "Dude," he's like, "I do everything on here." And literally,
I
I
have
just
that
started to do
40-year-old
some
curse.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. I've got the 40-year-old curse, man. I suck. All right.
I'm 42, bro. Well, I'm
Yeah, me
40. I'm 40 years old too, bro.
I'm 42, but I'm 42.
You're 42.
I'm 42. Yeah. Oh,
But what I want to ask a couple of questions. I know you're the one supposed to be asking questions, but I got a question.
No.
Go ahead, man. Open invitation to ask whatever.
So I really don't think neither of you guys are ready for how of a badass match this is going to be between you and Jonathan. Just for the fact that you're so explosive and you will fucking give everything to fucking win. I
He
mean,
will too.
dude, the amount of strength that I've seen you, I mean, go through guys that I didn't think that you were going to win, and you know, like I said, you do anything to win. So John is the same fucking way. He's the same fucking way. I mean, this is going to be a fucking war. This is not going to be something easy for you or for him. I know this is going to be balls to the wall, both of you. So this is going to be a different match for him that he's never felt before, and vice versa with you, the way I see it. Both of you guys press. I know you have a couple different tools in your bag, but if it ends up being, you know, press for press, it's going to be good. You guys are going to be.
It's gonna be. Yeah. I really want a hook war. Like, the idea.
Go in for a hook and see what happens. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's got a hook or not, but I know he's got a press. So his press is
Well,
fun.
that's
His speed is ridiculous, but your speed
Yeah.
matches his. I don't
Yeah.
really know who's quicker, to tell you the truth.
And if we
So,
go press for press, we're gonna end up in a hook.
yeah.
That's just what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So I know my hook is good on left. because that's how I beat Wade that way last time. So
That's what I'm saying. So
I shocked a lot of people.
he's not gonna. I don't. That's what I'm saying.
Last
I
tournament.
don't think he's. I hope he's not underestimating you at all. You know what I mean? And I know he goes balls to the wall to whoever's going to be in front of him at the super match. So that's what's good about it. But I don't want him to think, because of weight, because you're 210. What are you going to be about 210?
I'm probably about 210. I was starting to gain, and I felt really, really not good. My
All right, so
stomach was all messed up. I'm like, dude, I got to get back down. And then I feel so much better here. So, and I like to be able to bounce, to be able to pull 220 and then maybe cut to 198. So I like to have that option.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say he's probably going to come in 225. To tell you the truth, I think he's going to come in too heavy, but hopefully he cuts down to 225.
I hope he does too.
He has to, or else he's not
I
going to pull.
hope. I know. Yeah.
Or else he's going to lose the match automatically. You know what I mean? He has to come down to 225 or he's going to lose the match automatically. And then you guys can pull if you want for whatever.
Yep.
He's got to come down to 225. Anybody that's got that weight cap that we agreed upon, that all of us agreed upon, has to meet that weight, and that's what it is. That's why we're doing this, and,
Yep.
Same thing with fucking Mark Haggett, and Ben Ciapoli. Mark Haggett's about 215 or so, and everybody's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're putting up against Ben Ciapoli. He's like 240." No, he's not. Ben is 217.
Yeah.
So he cut down.
That's fucking crazy.
That
by the
math
way.
is
If you
crazy.
look at the
Yeah.
size of Ben, dude, I've seen Ben in person.
He's a big boy.
Ben's a,
Big
dude,
man.
dude, I spent the fucking night with Ben. Ben is a fucking ape, bro. He's a fucking monster. You know what I mean?
I love that Mark sent in the shirtless picture, and then a day later, you got
That's
Ben
exactly
up
what
there.
happened. That's exactly what happened. I had a picture because Ben didn't send me the picture, so I automatically put a picture that we had from before. And he goes, "Put this picture in." And I was like, this fucking guy. So I made it up myself real quick, put him in there, made the new thing, and sent it to him. He goes, "Perfect."
Yeah.
He
Oh
looks
man,
huge.
I loved
He
it.
looks shredded. They both do. They both do.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
both look fucking huge. They both look shredded, but this is what you have to think about too. You can lose all that weight and look that big and that strong, but did you really bring your power with you? That's
Yeah.
what you really have to think. Some people don't think he's like, oh, he's going to tear right through him. Sometimes it's not like that. And especially if you don't lose your weight the way you're supposed to, it's
Yep.
definitely not like that. You know what I mean? And you're going to fucking lose. You're not going to have any power when you come down in the weight. So you have to really do that water cut. But Ben, honestly, he's been losing weight since we've got back from Montana. He's been telling me that he's gotten smaller and smaller. He was about 238, I think, when we were out there. So he's cutting more and more. Not sure if it was 228 or 230. I'm not sure exactly how much he was, but he was around there, a lot higher than he is now. And then he was cutting, and he was telling me, dude, he's like, I'm almost fucking 220. And I'm sitting there going, are you serious right now? And obviously he's 217. So that match is met, same thing with a cap. And Mark Haggett and Ben Ciapoli are gonna fucking go out. It's gonna be one hell of a fucking war. I know fucking
Mark's gotten good in the past year. Like
yeah,
he's improved a lot.
yeah.
So
And he's I love pulling the strap, and he loves pulling the strap. So and I know where that's gonna go, that's where he's gonna, try to take it if he can take it anywhere. Mark's hand and Mark's looks better and better every single time I see him pull and every
yep.
tournament. So I think this is going to be a big shot for Mark. You know what I mean? And it was funny because he's the one actually. We were kind of like, I was thinking about somebody for him because Mark had somebody else that he was supposed to pull. He was supposed to pull Wade, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
Oh, and Wade had to work. So I was like, all right, well, it is what it is. And then I was trying to find a match for Ben, and he was supposed to go up against Alex Toprol, and
Wow.
20, and
Yeah.
Alex couldn't pull at the time. So, and I was wondering, that's when it kind of sparked me. I was just like, well, how much do you weigh? And that's when he was like 217, and then Mark was like, well, I'm around 215 or so, and I was like, and I kind of sent a message to both of them. You know what I mean? And I think Ben was just like, I'll pull Mark. I'll pull Ben. So they both wanted to pull each other almost like at the same time that we were all kind of talking to each other. So I was just like, this is a fucking match made in heaven. I was like, we got to do this.
That's
So
awesome.
Right.
perfect.
And both the dudes believe that they can beat the other dudes. So now we're talking about a real match. I love
Right.
that.
Right. And it's got to be in the back of your head, even though the guy's heavier. But now he comes down to the weight, and it's not like you asked him. It wasn't a setup to even. It was more on it just naturally fucking happened, and now it's like I fucking want. I've been wanting to pull him. Now I definitely want to pull him. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
yeah, it's gonna be a good match, man. All the matches are really, really good. I wonder what happened. I know Garrett's pulling David. David asked for this match. Um, I've been wanting to
Scary.
see more improvement from David, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
To see if he's up to it, and he has been improving. And I remember last time, he was pulling John Hyanowski, and this was at the Contender Series in New Jersey, and they were going back and forth for a little bit. You know what I mean? John eventually, put him down, but I don't know if you guys seen the match with Garrett and John Hyanowski, and that was a fucking war. So just seeing John go back and forth with Devitt made me look at, Garrett and Devitt actually being a little bit of a better match now than what it was before. You know what I mean? Because Garrett's still on a tear. Don't get me wrong. Garrett's just getting too. So I think he just placed actually first right hand at Winter Blast and second left hand. So
Oh yeah. Congrats to Garrett, dude.
yeah, he's an absolute fucking monster, man. He's such a fucking great kid too, man. He's got good, positive fucking attitude all the fucking time. Always fucking pulling like crazy. Everybody, all the time. Always fucking at Bill Sink's fucking house pulling. So, but you get what you get, man. Those fucking guys. Him and his dad and Bill Sinks. Carson. So all those kids over there, they're putting in the work. You could tell.
Ooh. Can we ramble through some of the matches, or at least
Well, here
ramble through
when
these
we're
matches?
cooking.
Yeah. Come on,
Yeah,
shoot.
because some of these guys I don't know, don't really.
Yeah, you're gonna give us the backstory of some of
Yes.
these guys, but I'm learning most of them now.
So we got the first one is Carson and Michael Tatro. So it's just I don't know this Mike Tatro.
I know, Mike, but before we go into the match, I like that. I know you're methodical. You think about shit. So when you were talking about it with Dan, you always set things up. You said you don't do the worst match first and the best match last. You say you
No.
try to keep entertaining the whole way through.
Yeah.
And I think this match is probably gonna be one of the banger ones because they're two different styles completely.
Yep.
But it can either be a wipeout or an absolute war, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an absolute war. I don't want anybody to underestimate, Michael Tatro. He's an absolute beast. He pulls up all the way up to super heavies, and he places in super heavies. So don't underestimate the smaller frame of a person. Fuck with you on the table because he'll break your fucking arm. I don't know if you ever seen the speed on his right arm is absolutely ridiculous. You know what I mean?
Was
And
he a Badger?
Yeah.
Okay, you're. I know.
I call
Yeah.
respectfully, I call Michael like Little Nick Stone because they have the same Connecticut accent.
Yeah,
And
no. Look, dude, and he is like a little Nick Stone, man. The way he hits and pulls him, I mean, he's got some serious strength. You know what I mean? So, I know Carson is getting into that. From what Aiden's been telling me, he needs a shot because he's been getting good, and so far from what I've been hearing, he's a Vermont state champion. You know what I mean?
His
So
right is stupid. So
yeah, so that's what I've been hearing. That's what I've been hearing. So the first match was supposed to be Ray and Carson, but Ray had to work. So he won't be able to pull. Mike was another contender that I was talking about, maybe Mike versus Ray, right hand, and then it kind of fell into place where it ended up being Mike and Carson, right hand, because I mean it's going to be explosive, man. It's going to be. I think Carson is going to have to catch Michael Tatro. I think that's what it's going to be end up being. It's going to be a catching word to see if he can actually crank him back. From what I see with Carson, he's not as fast as Michael Tatro. He's got a good hand, but I think it's going to be a banger. I think it's going to be a banger. One, because Michael Tatro is coming back from last year from winning his right hand match against Jonathan McGurchin, and he wants to, I know, prove himself to get into another super match. And I know Carson has been asking people for him to get a super match just so he can expose himself and be out there so everybody can see how good of a puller he is. So I think it's going to be a banger. I love having this. Both of these styles are so different, so it's not going to be anything like just like you said. I think it's going to be either a one-way street or it's going to be a fucking banger, and I think it's going to be a banger. That's what I think they're going to find each other in the middle.
I think it's going to be similar to Jake Randall Carson.
Well,
And that's because Jake was so fast
and it's ignorantly strong.
He doesn't know how to run, really. No offense to you, but if you see this, but he's so brute strong, and Carson was able to catch him and pull him back. So
again, but I'll get this: Carson's got a W over me in a super match. I've never beaten Carson in a super match. He 3-0'd my ass.
Yeah,
and everyone knows how amazing I am. So I'm gonna give that to Carson. Second, his technical ability on the table is what makes Carson so dangerous. And I don't know how Michael is. I've never got to pull him, but Michael seems like he just gets up there, straight wrist, sets up, loads, then when he hears go and bangs. But if that's all he's doing, he's gonna be in for a ride with Carson, because Carson before go is gonna know if he's gonna win or if he's gonna lose. That's a fact.
Well, he'll know after the first round,
right,
where to go, and he'll adjust.
Well, I would say maybe after, like the thing, like Pat said, maybe after the first round, because he might get fucking flashed. So if he can't catch him, I mean, I'd have to say one of those fastest hitters, I was going to say in that weight class, would have to be Michael Tatro. That's so underestimated. He hits so fast. So if you're aware, you know what I mean? If you're good, you know what I mean, then he's going to be able to catch him. If not, he's going to end with his hand right to the fucking pad before he even figured out what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I think it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be a really good match.
Does he have a big hand or a small hand? Does Michael have a big hand?
That's a all right hand. I wouldn't say it's nothing, respectfully, nothing crazy, but
yeah,
I think Carson's gonna have the bigger hand.
Well, Carson has that's why I asked. So
I think Carson does.
For a first round, for the super matches, I think this is gonna be a fucking banger.
I agree.
Like I said.
Yeah.
All right, and then we got Caleb Janelle and Tyler Edelman.
Is this the guy you had a war with?
No, Tyler's Wade's buddy.
Let me talk.
Caleb's
the guy I think you had a war with at Pandemonium.
Is it? I thought.
No, I think he had a war with Caleb. What's his name?
I can't remember his name.
Did you have a war with Caleb Johnson?
Yes. No, not Caleb Johnson. This kid, the Massachusetts kid. Scruffy face. He's really good. This kid's one of he's clean shaved.
Yeah.
This is a different Caleb. Let's see if we can find a picture.
But you don't talk about that.
He's good. I already had him one super match before, and he won his super match.
Who he beat?
I wanted to say he went back and forth, I think, with Ethan Sherritt. Ethan Sherritt, I think, beat him right, and then he pulled him, and then he beat him left. I think that's what happened.
Yep.
He just got a good hook.
Yeah, so he's good. Yeah, Caleb's getting better. He wants his name out there too. That's why he wants these matches. So Tyler Edlin, though, he's a different creature, man. He's got a long lever. He's really tall. I mean, I think they're going to catch each other right upstairs. I think they're both going to try. I think Caleb's going to go for a hook, and then Tyler's going to try to top roll him, and they're going to find each other right up top. And I think that Tyler might have a hand on him. His hand might be a little bit stronger than his. So, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I just know that Tyler's been a problem ever since. You know what I mean? His lever is just so long. So, and he likes to actually pull back. So it's just you're just pulling in, and you're just getting tugged right into his arm almost. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's hard to fight that. I mean, you have to have a good riser, and it's just his hand's really long. It wraps around your fucking hand. Caleb's gonna have a war with him. I know that. It's not gonna be easy for Caleb. This was.
I've been coming to Vermont with Wade for like a year.
Yeah.
And
his improvement since I first met him is crazy.
And he's super fast.
Yeah,
super fast.
real fast. Caleb
So
isn't slow either, so this is gonna be what's good about it. They're both pretty fast. I think Tyler might be a little bit quicker, and I
yeah,
think Caleb might be a little bit stronger. So I think that's what's gonna make that difference really is who's
yeah,
gonna be able to really I think it's gonna be more of a technical thing. So who's got a
it-
little bit more of an IQ on the table better than, Tyler, I think he's a little bit more of a problem. I didn't really pull Caleb that much, but I've seen him pull a few times already, and, he gets tight. He gets tight right here, and he almost feels you out and wants to bleed you out for a little bit, so it's, but I seen Tyler in fucking wars, so this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. This is gonna be almost who bleeds out the least and who really takes over, because it's gonna be a war. I think it's gonna be whoever, gasses out first, really.
yep, nice. And then we got Yusuf Wilson, the sheep fucker, and then Ethan
No, 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 no,
Sherry.
no. Everyone, that's not what I said. And I said goat, but I never
Go
said one bad thing in my podcast, or not my podcast, but my review. I
Yeah,
hinted at things, and
that
you
was
know
a
what?
good review too. That was a good review. I didn't
You know
agree
what?
with
That's
a
really
lot of
good.
it, but it was a good review, I like to say.
Thank you, I appreciate it. But my brain is, if you can make something your bitch, then you should be considered that thing, right? Like I could probably fuck up a rooster, so you could say I'm a cock. But like,
you
you know what I mean?
because of it.
No, but you know what I mean. You'd be like, oh, he's the cock of the animal kingdom.
Well, just don't call Yusuf a dirty prisoner Australian. That's all I know.
You called him Australian. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's not Australian.
I was pretty close. You said South African.
Who's he pull? He's pulling a couple of different people. He's pulling Ed Cruz
Ed
and
Cruz
fucking
too, yeah.
Yeah, showing the
and Ethan
nipples.
Sherritt.
Dude, if he can honestly, if he can beat Ed, that's very impressive. Because Ed showing against Sam, holy crap.
Yeah,
Like he was starting to figure him
I
out.
seen Yusuf and Sam pull, so
Sam's so good. So
Sam's a fucking monster. He's a
but
beast,
he,
especially at his weight class. He's an absolute beast.
insane. Yeah,
Did you know that his forearm is bigger than his bicep?
yes.
Yeah, I think it's a sign of any good arm wrestler. Like,
Honestly, I don't
gonna
know
have
anybody that's got a bigger forearm than a bigger bicep. And let me tell you something, he doesn't have small biceps either. So
right.
it's not like he's
Oh,
a smaller guy.
James's brother has a bigger forearm than his bicep.
Yeah, I
Oh
think
yeah?
Murdoch forearm 15
Yeah.
inches and his biceps 14.
Yeah, but he was like 15 and a quarter and 16 and a half or something like that. So it was like weird. He's not like
Yeah.
it's just fucking
He
weird.
built the book.
Yeah. And you can tell that his fucking arms aren't small. You know what I mean? His biceps aren't
No.
small.
Oh, that was the first guy to rip me open and roll a tendon on me.
Oh
Sam
yeah.
Mitchell hurt me, but
Yeah, he's
so
so
who?
strong. He's got a
So we're
really
talking. I think Yusuf has the upper hand in this. I just think
Right hand?
Yeah,
I know Yusuf's got the hit,
Yusuf's
and Yusuf's more of a top roller, maybe a high hook.
technically too.
so
Ethan's gonna
Ethan
have to
Sherritt
get
has the strength. Ethan Sherritt
Yeah,
has the strength in this one, right? But all in all, strategically, technically, Yusuf is so good up top, man, and he figures everyone out. I mean, he's really good. He
yeah,
knows how to play the game. He knows exactly what to do, when to slip. He's just really good technically. But it's not going to be easy for him, to think that he's just going to go right through Ethan. Ethan's a bull. So he's just been getting better and better and stronger, and he's been getting faster. So even his hit too, compared to Yusuf's, I think it's going to be a war just because I think Yusuf is underestimating Ethan a little bit, and Ethan. And look, I know Ryan Woods and Yusuf Wilson had a match, New York Smoke Super Match here, the first one we did, and Yusuf won. And all in all, though, nothing to take away from Ryan Woods. He's an absolute monster himself, but it's just a different puller now. Ethan is a
yeah,
different puller a year ago. You know what I mean? So this is different, but so is Yusuf. Same thing. I'm not taking anything away from Yusuf, and he's one of my favorite pullers. The way he pulls too, just for the fact that he's got a table IQ, you know what I mean? A lot more than a lot of people that I know. You know what I mean? He just knows how to figure out how to play the game, where he looks at where your elbow's going just so he can put his in a different direction. It's just he uses a lot,
he's
so
tricky.
But that's what I
Ethan
think.
has to get into the hook. Like if Ethan doesn't get a hook,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
if Yusuf can keep him out of it. That's
yeah.
why I think Yusuf has the upper hand because I think he can possibly just keep him out of it with his hand.
I think this is going to be close. I think this is going to be a 3-2.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's going to go, but either one, just for the fact that I don't think Yusuf's going to be. I think it's going to be a lot more surprised with his hit, with Sherritt's Ethan Sherritt's hit, and if he can get in there, to just get into that hook.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little bit more of a war than Yusuf thinks, and Ethan's fast as fuck, man. So I'm not taking anything away from him, and Yusuf better be ready. I love the shit talking. Love the shit talking that Yusuf does. Love it. Love it. Love it all the fucking way through. But it's going to be a war. I know it's going to be a war, and I think it's going to be more of a war than what Yusuf thinks.
Badgers party. I went hook for hook with Ethan, and I was like, "Who is this kid?" Like,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
was banging, and it was crazy.
yeah.
So
He's serious strong. He's
yeah,
yeah.
and he's young, and he's
Yep.
just gonna get better.
Mhm.
So Ed DeCruz against Ryan Wood's right hand.
Yeah. So Ed Cruz's left hand is better than his right. Ryan Wood's right hand is better than his left. So I think this was supposed to be a different match. Ended up being Ryan Woods and Ed DeCruz. So they're taking this kind of a little bit on a short notice, a little bit. But either way, they both agreed upon it. I don't think Ryan's ever really heard of Ed. I don't think Ed's really heard of Ryan too much. They looked each other up, but this is going to be. They're both really fast. They're both really strong. Ed Cruz, I mean, he lifts for a living, literally. You know what I mean? All different types of curls and stuff, and he does tournaments and championships just for curling and grips, and so he's strong as fuck. But Ryan also pulls, and trains with, the best guys in, the Adirondack guys, Chris Michaels, Evan James Reed, and Ryan Woods, they're fucking absolute monsters, man. So he's got a good team. And I think it's going to be a closer match and a better match than everybody thinks. Ryan's dominant right hand versus Ed Cruz's less dominant hand. And if everybody's seen Ed Cruz's left hand, it's let me tell you something. If you go up against Sam Mitchell's left hand and it's a fucking war, which it was last time, you know how strong Ed is. You know what I mean? You can just, so his right isn't as strong, but vice versa. It's strong enough to deal with Ryan. So I think it's going to be a little bit more of a war than what people think. Definitely.
Be sweet. Yeah, I was surprised to see that, but because I've seen Ed a lot traveling out of state. He pulled like everything in like Massachusetts, New York, Pennsylvania. It's like I see him everywhere around there. So, but
Yeah. He's always pulling.
always pulled.
Always pulling.
Man, match 5. I'll let you announce this one.
Patrick motherfucking Weeks versus Jonathan Bitch Maturin.
McGurchin, I think it is, but yeah. Easy Money McGurchin, I think they call him, or something like that. Or
Easy money. See, this is a problem. And I don't know what's your opinion on this. People give themselves nicknames that already exist.
There's only so many nicknames.
And there's always a nickname. You just got to be talented, and you got to. I don't think you can give yourself your own nickname. That's like weird ego shit.
yeah, that is. Yeah, you can't really.
But
that's why I still sit with no nickname.
Well, like everyone was calling him the Beast, and I was like, "Oh, Travis Bajent's already the Beast." So it's kind of
no. Steve called me a beast. He used to call me Beast all the time.
Yeah,
and that's when I'm like, Steve calls me Beast. Like that's all I know. Like this is the only guy who's ever called me anything.
Yeah, but you know what? I think Berserk would work because like Steve's seen it. You know when he gets in a match, you're like, "Oh, he's gonna lose," and then it's out here, and then he just fucking like grits and rips, like no thought anymore.
I don't ever count Pat out anymore. I don't care how big the guy is in front of him. I don't ever count him out anymore, just for the fact that the guy can gas out and Pat will still go. If he sees just a little bit that he can take, he will fucking. So this is gonna be such a good match, man, between you and John because both of you guys kind of mentality are at the table, are full throttle, and when you have to bring it there, you do, Pat. So
Yeah.
it's gonna get there. I'm telling you. But I don't think John's gonna be. I don't think he's got a clue what's waiting for him. I really don't. I really don't because he's gone up against bigger guys than you, but I don't think stronger guys than you.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gonna.
I built, dude. I just sat and did an 8-week program, and I've gone only stronger. So
Yeah. So
we'll
this is gonna
see.
be good. This is gonna be
I'm
really.
not gonna say where, but my left is so much better than my right at this point too. Like my right somehow got really dumb, which it was still good. At some point, I want to pull Derek right. So at
Derek.
some point, is it Parisia?
Oh, Derek Perusa.
Perusa. I
Yeah,
want to pull
left
Derek
and right.
Perusa right.
Okay,
I'd like to pull
he's
Derek
about
Perusa right.
220. He's about
Yeah, I
220, but
know.
he's a left-handed puller, though. Just so you know.
He is a left-handed puller, but we're close right.
Okay. Why is he better
But
left?
he's better left.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
so?
well, I think so. The way he beat Ray, I think he's better left.
Well, have you and Ray ever gone at it?
No.
So how do you know?
Oh,
Yeah, I don't.
I don't. Respectfully, Derek, I think he's kind of like Wade, where if it stops, he gets sticky and goes.
Oh, Derek's a fucking beast with his left hand. I'm saying he's good right, but he's a beast with
Yeah,
his left hand.
that's what I was saying.
Well, I think
The
anyone
same
that
thing with you, Pat. You're good right-handed, but you're better with your left.
I don't know how that happened. I used to be way better right.
It's just a connection thing. It's all it is. It's
That's really what it is. That's really what it is. You just feel different sometimes. I feel different too sometimes, and everybody tells me, "Oh, your fucking left hand is so much better." I'm sitting there going, "I'm right-handed."
Yeah, me too.
That's why though.
Me
So you do
too.
your articulating with your right hand, you do your grunt work with your left. So like your right hand, you know how to fine tune muscles. Your left is this grabbing shit constantly, so you can write on it, right? You can't articulate. That's why you can't write well with your left, I bet.
Yeah, no.
But you can grab something and move it. But your arm understands to use everything to turn shit versus right. And I think people get in their heads once they start to really learn arm wrestling and it's too much technique and they're worried about this and this. And then we'll see a guy come off the street that's just really strong and has a good grip and doesn't lose his hand and strides through. And you're like, well, what the fuck? It's I don't know. I've done it. I've seen guys do it. They get in their heads, they think too technically. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah, it makes sense.
Wayne above.
But I think Jonathan, dude, he can't get a pin on you. Did you like? I can't stand his cheer when he wins. Like, it sounds like a 13-year-old Dutch boy discovering his first boner, and he's starting to hit puberty, so it's squeak. Then you know what I mean? And I
He's
can't.
he's been pretty dominant with his left hand, though. I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, it seems good, but like it reminds you. Have you seen the new Thor with the screaming goats?
No.
That's all I can think is you could put him over the sound effects when he's cheering when he wins. It's the same fucking thing.
Go.
Sounds like a screaming goat.
That's too funny.
James has been trolling him a little bit, just so you know.
Dude, no, he said he was talking shit. Dude, I think anyone that gets mad about talking shit on Facebook or anything and starts to threaten to throw hands and shit should put my balls in their mouth. That's how I feel. If you can't, I mean, it's one thing if if I start threatening you, but if I threaten you like on the table, I was like, bro, you ain't shit.
Yeah, I don't
Come up
know.
with
He
your
gets
names.
upset over nothing, to tell you the truth. I thought it was retarded, but it is what it is.
It shows you people's character, their flaws, their weakness. And
Yeah.
apparently he's got a lot of it. So by the time he gets to the table, I'm gonna be fucking with him the whole time. I don't think he realizes that.
Oh yeah, I know. It's gonna be bad.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna have him out in tears. I'm gonna like think of everything. But hey, like who still lives in your family? He's like, what? And if they're not there, I'm like, why aren't they here? They don't want to be here for this loss to support you through this.
Oh my god.
And then I'm gonna give him a hug. I won't even be on Pat's side of the whole match. I'm gonna be cheering for John. And like, buddy, I'm gonna be here for you. When you need a fall, when you need an anchor, I'm here for you. Because I know he's not gonna take it. As cocky as he's sounding, he's one of those guys to me, and he's talking about his streak of not being beat left-handed. If it's a 3-0 from Pat to him, oh god, dude. $100 he doesn't stay for the tournament. I bet he leaves.
I don't know.
I'll do an air handshake on that. If Pat wins 3-0, he don't stay. Because he knows what I'm going to say after too.
That'd be bad. I don't think
Yeah.
you're gonna 3-0 him though. I don't think you're gonna 3-0 him.
No, but that's my bet. If it is a 3-0, he doesn't stay for the tournament. He would leave. That's my bet. If it's a war, he's still going to be real salty.
I don't know the guys he's pulled, so I've seen John. I've
He's pulled
always
he's pulled some really good guys.
I've seen him pull in tournaments. I've only watched tournament. I know he beat Colin. He got sticky with Colin on left that one day. Colin
He beat Michael Tatro. He beat Jesus Gonzalez. Jesus Gonzalez was his left hand is pretty serious. He just didn't have the speed to deal with it. That's what it is. It's his speed, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and he's got some power too. So it's nothing to fuck around with. But at the same time, I can't wait for you to be there to fucking stop him, because that's going to be a problem. You're going to stop him right there in the middle, and both of you guys are going to be.
Yeah, he's so vulnerable in the hand. That's the only thing that's the one thing I've seen.
Well, it's his hand.
Yeah.
It's his hand, but he doesn't. I mean, he'll still pull.
Right. He doesn't need the hand to.
No, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. So I get it. You know what I mean?
And I can't too.
I'll try to hold my hand as much as I could, but if I feel it giving just a little bit, I'll let it go just for me not to hurt it, and then full press, and just do a flop press.
Yeah.
Because I got mine's cracked before where it cracked. You know what I mean? So after I felt that shit, I was like, it's gonna fucking break next time.
Yeah, I've been there.
Bro, I think we should get you guys in the top rung. That's fucking wicked post. You got a long arm too, and you got a big hand. So like,
yep,
make them guys do the work.
Up and over.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna go into a hook war between you and him, because you guys are gonna go. I think both of you guys are gonna go in for a press, and both of you guys are gonna just end up.
Yeah,
right in there.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, but I've never seen him really hook to hook.
No.
So.
Well, like he said, he's normally been fast enough to go through a guy.
Right.
So this is kind of that weighing measure, is that you can't get set and he blows through you. Okay, can you make an adjustment? You still have two more. You know what I mean?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
If not, but if you put the hooks in and you start screaming in his fucking face and you start seeing your arms, your shoulders fucking blow right up, and he sees you driving and he's like, oh, like he's got that dog in him. If you look in the dictionary, there's a photo of you right next to that dog.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be a war, because he doesn't give up easily. He really doesn't. I've seen him in wars. So, but at the same time, Pat is, like you said, he's that dog to be in there in that war with you. So
the only guy I'm afraid to go into with like that was Dustin Gillett.
I was sad about that. I was
not diving in on. No, because you know what? He felt something and he was pressuring into me, and I'm like, oh no, he's gonna hit hard, and I didn't want to get hurt.
See, I think I got like something wrong with my brain. If you tell me that's the best guy in the building at the tournament, I'm like, fuck everybody, I'm gonna beat him. Even if I have no business beating him, that's my brain.
Listen,
I didn't even get to pull Dustin.
I did not try.
I
did not try, but like I had nothing for that guy. That guy was nasty. So nasty. All right, we got number 6. Garrett Tupper versus David. Is it Nikabadze?
yeah, David Nikabats.
Nikabats. I'm
gonna let you say that.
Georgian.
Georgianian monster. He, like I said, he asked for this match.
I've seen him pull a lot, and he's pulled a lot lately. So
yeah, he's been pulling better and better. Like I said before, he's went up against John Hajnowski up at the Contender Series. They were going back and forth. He was a little bit sticky, It wasn't an easy win for John. John ended up winning the match. But just for me to see that if he's getting sticky with John, and that's beginning to be a problem for him, and Garrett Tupper and John were in a war, I'd like to see what David does against Garrett, to see if there's an actual real good matchup against both of them, because at that weight class, David's been running through people. So, but Garrett's just You know, he's been unstoppable, to tell you the truth, you know, and he's getting better and stronger, and I don't even know how he's getting more muscle onto the top of the fucking muscle he already has for his fucking weight.
And he's 160. Like he's like, I walk around like 160. I don't want to get too big. I was like, how the fuck are you 160? Like,
160. Jeez.
how are you 160?
Dude, he's just dense. That's all it is. Just dense fucking.
Dude, I'm 50
He's
pounds heavier than him, and I don't
he's
know where I have it.
pure muscle, bro. He's pure muscle, man.
Yeah.
He's got no fucking fat on him. I mean,
He's Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's the fucking Terminator.
he's fucking shredded, dude. He's fucking shredded.
Well, Garrett's one of the guys I could say is probably one of the most professional people to the sport that I've met in Vermont or starting out of state.
Yeah.
Like he's the same diet, no fucking bread. He tells me he was like so many eggs. Like he's got a calculated chart every day. This is how I do it.
Well, I'm saying not only that, but he's got his father with him. You know,
Right.
what's better than having your dad with you the whole time, helping you out, do everything you need to make sure that you're gonna be the fucking best you're gonna be. You know what I mean?
Right. And Glenn's no slouch. God
Yeah.
damn, he did great too at Winter Blast.
I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. I'm sure he did. But just to have that relationship with your father and have him by your side to be able to help you out, I mean,
Right.
through every single, you know, arm wrestling, that's just, dude, are you kidding me? That's just, that's a blessing, honestly. It's a fucking blessing.
Well, that's how you got into it. James's old man.
Right.
It
Well,
was nasty.
yeah, Dad was good back in the day.
Yeah.
But no, I know what he's saying though. I like it's a perfect storm for Garrett, right?
Yeah.
Your dad loves to arm wrestle. You love to arm wrestle. Hey, are you training tonight? Yeah, I'm going to train tonight. Hey, are you going to that tournament? Yeah, we're going together. So it gets you, you know what I mean? If you're trying to lift by yourself, some nights you're like, I ain't feeling it. But if you got a guy with you every day going, hey, let's do this.
What's
Yeah.
better than that, dude? Every
Right.
single second of the day, you want to pull, you want to just work on something. Yeah, he's just got so much, and he's got Glenn that's been pulling for how fucking long. Started, I think he said 220. So, you know, he's
Right.
154 pounds now. You know what I mean? So he's been pulling for years, different weight classes. You know, he's been in and out exactly how you have to pull, when you should pull, the way you should pull, you know. And Garrett's a hooker and he's a fucking top roller, depending on the fucking arm. And both arms are absolutely fucking ridiculous, you know. So, yeah, man. Great people, Glenn and fucking Garrett, you know, shout out to them, man. They're fucking fantastic people, dude.
Yeah. Garrett by far has the upper hand in this match. So I mean, he's pulled tall guys. Look at him against Roman.
No, I
And
know.
Roman could not pin him. That
No,
was
I
insane.
I know. The only
that
reason
guy-
why I mainly put this match together is because of David wanted this match, number one, and for a while I was like, I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready until I seen that match with John Heinowski and him go at it. And I remember John Heinowski and Garrett had that fucking war. That was the main reason why. After I seen that, I was like, is John just working with them, or is he actually? And it was a match, and I was just like, no shit. I was like, this is good. But
Mhm.
he ended up beating him. But just for the fact to see that, and it wasn't close, and you know I mean, it wasn't quick. You know I mean, it was really close.
Yeah.
Showed that much that David might be able to do something with Garrett.
How did David do against like Derek D-Ball?
Who?
Derek D-Ball?
Derek Doble.
Doble. Man, I'm fucking terrible with names.
D-ball as like his young friend, bro.
David actually beats Derek Doble.
Yeah, but is it easy? Derek's very technical. I know Garrett smashes.
He is. I'm not sure if he beats him both sides, left and right, but
Yeah.
I think they go back and forth. But David, I think, has the winning matches on Derek.
Yeah.
It's pretty close though. But David has the upper hand. He does.
All right, I'm excited to see this.
But it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
I think the Vermont boys are going to win that one. I had to say.
We're all-
No
yeah,
bias.
Vermont
Here.
boys all-
No. There's no bias here. It's just facts, dude. When you can wash your clothes on any part of Garrett's body because there's so much fucking.
Yeah, he's chiseled, dude. After we went to Montana, he went to the fucking hot springs, bro. He's got an 8-pack, bro. He looks like a Ken model. Like
Dude,
that,
he's insane.
he's a specimen, dude. He's just a And his dad too, bro. They're both fucking walking around fucking specimens for their one for his age and one for I'm sitting there going, what the fuck is going on here? So, dude, it was just
Elite genetics who just fell into this. So
yeah.
Well, shout out to Garrett. Check out his TikTok, ladies, and his Instagram. Rachel
Mm-hmm.
Fitzsimmons showed me some of them. I don't think I should be watching them. I don't think they're meant for me to watch. But if you want to see Garrett doing a little bit more shirtless training with some pumpy muscles and maybe some baby oil, check that shit out.
he's been doing some training on his YouTube.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, I've seen the TikTok. It was wild. I didn't feel good watching it. It looked great, but no homo.
So moving past that, we got Yusuf and Ed. So this is the one that you were mentioning for left hand,
Yeah.
which Yusuf is more dominant left. So
Yeah, Yusuf is the more dominant left. Ed Cruz is definitely a lot more dominant left, just like Yusuf. Um, this is going to be a strategic match for Yusuf to be able to do what he needs to do. Ed is ridiculously strong, and his top roll is so good with his left. It's just I don't think Yusuf has an idea. You know what I mean? I know he's pulled Sam, and but I don't think he knows, how strong Ed, could really be with his left. It's just on a people don't really know Ed sometimes, and then if you don't see him pull, but comparison, to Yusuf with both their left hands, this is a match that really needed to happen. They're both dominant with their left hands. They both think that they can, and they both beaten each other's, best opponent, which I think was Sam Mitchell to each other, Yusuf to Sam, and vice versa with Ed Cruz and Sam. They both got beaten from them, and they both beat them. Both vice versa. Yusuf beat Sam, and Sam beat Yusuf, and then it went, I think, the other way too. Ed Cruz beat Sam, and Sam beat Ed Cruz. So
yeah,
this is just a match that needs to happen between all of them to make sure who's better, left-handed.
I like it. I like it.
I don't know. I think Yusuf might have too much of a hit. If Ed can catch him, we've seen what Ed can do with Sam in those sticky fucking wars, and then it'll be crazy.
He's gonna catch him. It's whoever's gonna bleed out who. You know what I mean? Really, that's what I think. Whoever's gonna bleed out who.
Dude, I didn't know like Ed was like some karate guy. Like added him on Facebook, and he's doing like fucking high kicks and shit. And I was like, oh, gotta be careful. You're talking shit to him on the table. It made me think about that. I'm not thinking anyone that I'm arm wrestling is going to be an MMA fighter who could throw a high kick. I'm like, dude, we don't train legs.
No, he trains legs, he trains his whole body. He's a weightlifter. So he body builds, I mean, he's a curler, a strict curler. So he's done some serious work to his whole body. So it's not like he just trains arm wrestling. So he's a really strong guy, really fast. He's beaten the top guys, with his left hand, and he's really good right. So yeah, he's somebody to mess around with. He's gonna be he's going to be somebody to deal with at left and right hand. So yeah.
And I don't think we're talking about this enough. We're gonna get a show with Yusuf and this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yusuf's gonna be talking shit. So when Ed gets that catch, you know what I mean? Say he gets flash pin the first one, second one he catches him, now it's a war. And then the shit talking starts. I'm gonna love it. So how do you got that going? Is that 3-2 or
I see it 3-2. It can go either way. Ed or Yusuf. I really don't know what's gonna. I know Yusuf, like I said, his table IQ is up there, and he's gonna try to figure out Ed. And Ed might be a problem for Yusuf, just how strong Ed is left-handed. You know what I mean, so it's gonna be something technical for Yusuf to figure out with his left hand. He hits hard too, so Yusuf does, I think, have that hit, and I think Ed's gonna have to catch him, and they're gonna figure it out from there. But I think it's gonna be close 3-2.
yes, I'm pumped for that. Oh, this one I got a special request. Can Mark and Ben dress up for this?
What, like Bane and Batman?
Yeah, dude. The fact that I guessed that, and then he posted a photo on the review of him in a Bane costume.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was
I
awesome.
was like, and Mark's nickname is Batman, and I was like, man, like what a better way. And like Ben is a juggernaut of just, he is a Bane.
Yeah.
So like it's crazy that he's 217, dude. I don't think people understand what kind of problem that is for the guys
Yeah,
to be
man.
220.
For that 220 class, everyone's fucked.
Yeah. Well, thank you. But
That's
that's all I was thinking. I was like, I've seen this guy like getting like he's so like side pressure strong. Like
in the strap,
not even
dude. In the strap. He tries to get you in the strap. Well, if you go to the strap, but that's where tries to get all the matches is straight to the strap. He's really good in the strap. His pad, his pad is huge, dude. So it's hard to get around him. You know what I mean? It's just but
Who's
yeah.
good that Carlos man?
yeah. Well, not even that. Like, is this different? Ben, there's not too many people who've seen this
No,
flash
Ben.
pin Ben. Ben always like, it's kind of slick because he just stays locked and people just slip out the fingers.
Yep.
And then in the strap, it's always this shit. Like, it's not even top roll. It's not
Nope.
hook.
Side pressure.
Just,
No.
yeah. And this fucking, and
Side
I'm like, God damn, dude. That shit's undeniable. Like,
That's what I train, dude. Side pressure, press and side pressure. Press and side pressure.
Your elbows must fucking hurt, dude. I hate
Yeah.
your elbows. Mine do too.
Yeah. But I'll still, you know what I mean? I'll lift it up a little bit over the pad, just a little bit, you know what I mean? So it won't hurt too much on the elbow, you know what I mean? But besides that, that's all day. Or just curl in and just
it makes me hate Todd Hutchings when I watch that what he can do with that pronator at like 110 pounds, just drive sideways. I'm like, fuck
it's
you,
just
dude.
ridiculous.
Respectfully.
Oh, wait, holds like the bottom of it.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. With the
Oh,
strap
yeah.
wrapped just on the top, and it
Mhm.
doesn't come out of his fingers, and he can. Oh fuck, dude! Like,
With the
No.
multi-spinner, that's insane. That's insane.
oh,
I do
yeah.
about
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna go with Banning on this.
All right, yeah,
Sorry,
that's
Mark,
Ben.
but like, and the only reason why I say this is I don't think Mark's got a hook enough, and I don't know if he'll be able to top roll enough. If that makes sense.
So I think it's gonna be more
Bratman.
of a speed problem for Ben because Ben doesn't hit fast.
Mhm.
A little slower, and he always has to catch. So if he's able to pin him before, Ben can actually wake up and catch him because Mark's fast, man, and he's strong as fuck.
Right.
So but I know Ben, if he's able to catch him, I think what's going to happen is that they're going to slip because Ben's just going to try to let go whatever he needs to do to get into that strap. As soon as he's in that strap and he already felt how Mark hits and how fast he hits, I think that's going to wake him up a little bit more. And I think from there, that's when it's going to be the war. It's going to be right there because he's going to now he knows how fast and how hard he's got to hit against Mark. And then they're going to take it from there. It's going to be a fucking absolute war because I know Mark's good. He's strong as fuck. He's shredded. And, but the stronger guy is going to take this. You know what I mean? Because I think it's going to go straight to the arm. It's going to be a strap match. And I think it's going to just end up like that. And that's it.
I don't know. I'm excited for that one. Dude, actually,
This is your face.
there's like three. You got a lot on here where I go, fuck, man. Like these are good matches, and I wish people knew these people, like knew them better. We got to keep promoting. People watch this. Show your best friend. Show your dead grandmother. Show everybody.
Yeah, man.
Tell the community.
Yeah, sure you're dead, right?
Well, I'm gonna show her tonight. I'm gonna show my dead grandmother tonight.
Okay, Aaron.
I'm gonna go to the graveyard and check this shit out. You're missing out. Tell your friends.
We know how good one of these guys are, so we know how good Sean is.
I know who that man is too.
We
I
know
met
who
him
Mike
in Vermont
Grimaldi
State.
is, too. Yeah, Mike Grimaldi is nasty as well. So
Dude,
Grimaldi, Weber,
Sean
back-
Weber is an absolute beast. So is Mike Grimaldi. They've been going back and forth. I know they've been pinning each other since, so it's not going to be an easy match for either one of them. People don't really know about Sean too much. He doesn't have a social, so they don't really see him, posting videos or anything like that. It's really his girl that, but and Mike doesn't post too much, but people do see and they do see him at tournaments, and he's just a beast. I mean, between I want to say that 176 all the way up to the super heavies, I seen him pull some serious guys. So he pulls a few classes if he wants to with no problem. Sean, he's been pulling better. I mean, he's been pulling great. He's been pulling great. You know, he's been beating some big names like Wade and stuff. You know, Wade Roberts. He's one hell of a puller,
He beat
but still,
everybody in
he's
his
just
tournament, right?
yeah,
Everybody.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yep.
So, in his East versus West qualifier against Artem Taratenko, he placed second in that and almost had Artem in some trouble twice. So,
Yeah.
and I think they say Artem's what, top 5?
Artem's number 198 in US.
Right.
Flat.
Yeah.
And right, I think as well. Yeah, so
Like I said, Sean's the boogeyman. I think he just needs to come from under the bed and get people now. Like, but Sean, you know what I mean? Like, Sean's fucking wicked, dude. Especially right hand, that hand containment, that control. Well, you remember when I was at your shop last time? I was
Mhm.
like, hey guys, Sean Weber. Chris Michael's like, fuck him, dude. I will not pull up weight if Sean's in the class. Fuck Sean Weber. Sam Mitchell, fuck Sean Weber. Like, when you got everybody saying fuck that guy, like I won't pull him, you're like, ooh, like, and then you start getting in that cream of the crop guys who are like, I'll pull him, and you're like, ooh, so if you're going to pull it, that means you got balls and you're good.
That's another weight cap too. That's a 190 weight cap. You know what I mean? So
it's a
Sean,
180 weight now.
yeah.
Well,
So-
Sean was 190 yesterday, so Sean's already made weight with no cut. Which
Yeah.
is
So,
scary.
well,
But
they
he
said
knows
that he was about 198 or close to that. So when we talked about it, so he says, "Let me talk to Sean." I was talking to his wife or his girlfriend, and she was telling me that, "Let me talk to Sean." And Sean said, "Yeah, he can come down." So he made the weight cut, I'm sure, easily, ready to go up against Mike Grimaldi. Mike Grimaldi's been wanting a match. I mean, a serious match for a while now because he pulls at tournaments and he pulls 187 all the way up to 240. So it's just this is a really good match for Sean to come down at 190 and meet, Mike right there at his weight class. I would say right there, that's going to make both of them pretty comfortable, I would say. And I don't know if you guys ever seen Mike pull. Have you ever seen? He just pulled at the Mac
I
20.
just watched him pull at Mac. He's a little fired
He
up.
was
He pulled the one guy every time, but that guy's not. He doesn't suck. Like,
no,
he's not pulling people who suck. He's
no,
pulling people who are nasty.
yeah, and he just, I mean, I mean, there was times that he grabbed them and it was just over and over.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, Jesus, I'm like, let somebody else pull them. I was like, because he's just,
He's pulled so mean.
yeah,
He's
he's
so
really
violent.
good.
Like,
He's really
Sean's
good.
the same way.
Yep, yep,
Oh,
yep. It's going to be one of the best matches of the night, to tell you the truth.
yeah.
Well, I don't know if anyone's bringing it up. Grimaldi's fucking back is insane.
Yeah,
Listen,
huge.
I remember him from being a little boy. I was like 15 at Vermont States, and he showed up. And I remember when he grabbed the table and he got in this match, his lats came out like fucking wind.
Huge.
Yeah, and this shook, and I went, like, swear to God, he was like 4-inch fucking lats on this guy, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I couldn't remember who he was. Then I stalked him on Facebook, and I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
And this is so. I'm gonna go with Sean on that.
Of course we are.
But not because of this, but I'm thinking of the way they pull. If Sean is smart, that I think a good calm Sean Weber is dangerous in North America. That's my opinion.
I agree with you. I 100% agree with you with he is so dangerous, especially, you know what I mean? But I just think that with Mike being there, I think it's going to really tell who's at that weight class. I mean,
Yeah.
just for the fact that Mike is I mean, everybody has seen him pull. I mean, even he just puts a wall up, you know what I mean? And it's just on a different level, man. I mean, I've seen guys that are twice the size of him, you know what I mean? And they sit there just so once, and I know they've this is a match that needed to happen. You know what I mean, clean, with nobody that's no clean pull, you know what I mean, with nobody else that they've not a tournament setting us up an actual super match, because this is going to be, like I said, it's going to be one of the best matches of the night. And I don't think whether it's going to be top roll or they're going to go into a hook, or if Mike needs to press. I think both guys are really well rounded and have all the tools they need, honestly, to do whatever they need to. But they're going to both try to figure each other out if they can either press each other or go into a hook, or who's. So I just think it's going to be a fucking war everywhere. I think it's not. I think push how to beat each other out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see real, I think, real grade A technical arm wrestling from
Yep.
the start.
Yeah.
And I hope everyone that's watching this match pays attention, especially the new guys, the amateurs, or the guys that are pulling pro, but when they pull these guys, they get smoked. They're like, what the fuck? You watch how they come to the table, how they set up. And like you said, the minute something changes, they might change their lane. Or again, a foul happens and all of a sudden they hit and do a completely different move. And they're like, well, what the fuck? Well, that's the difference
Right.
between pro and an amateur right there, and an
Right.
elite pro. And
Yep.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm banging for Sean, but like I think this is gonna be my favorite match of the night, and it's gonna be a banger.
I'm so glad we're gonna be there live.
Well, did you watch
Like-
Sean's match left-handed? The guy that pulled Wade.
Yeah.
So Sean didn't win. No, Sean did win. Sean did win that match, but that guy hit and kept taking Sean in a weird spot. Sean was out on his bicep.
Sean lost.
No, he didn't.
Sean lost.
No, he fouled out.
The bald guy?
The ball guy fouled out. He
Oh, which
couldn't
one are you
finish.
talking about? My last tournament?
Yeah.
He beat Sean.
No, he fouled out. I
No,
bet
he
you
didn't.
$20.
No,
I got it on my phone. He
Sean-
couldn't finish it. He kept coming off the back of the pad when he went to finish Sean. 2 fouls.
Yes.
Sean got the win. And then he beat Sean, I think, the second time. But what I was just trying to say, for Sean to hold him out like that, like in terrible position, and be able to take it back, I'm like, man, Sean, for you to be that strong to hold the guy here and bring it back up, I'm like, it's got to be something in the setup that's getting you. And you know what I mean? Again, in a super match, I'm excited to see this.
Yeah.
And then this one, I got to retract a little bit. I didn't know John Cervante was at 220.
Yeah.
I thought he was a chubby guy.
No,
From
no.
what I saw, from what I saw at Badgers, maybe he let himself go. He's working out.
He didn't look 220.
No.
Yeah. But
He's they're both doing I think it's a cap because Vlad's like fucking 200 pounds right now. I can't believe he lost so much weight.
Yeah,
But
but dude, he pulled in Montana. He looked bigger than when we saw him at your tournament.
I think he looked. I was just to say when he pulled the Montana, he was heavier though. He was like two
yeah.
and change. He was like 210, 215 around there. And at my tournament, he was like 198.
Yeah.
He looked real skinny, but he's strong as fuck, dude. He just won right hand at Winter Blast.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. Yeah. I'm
At
surprised.
198 or?
I don't know, probably. Who knows?
Okay.
198 and 220. He's a fucking beast, dude. He beat both guys in Montana right-handed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember that. That's I didn't even know who he was.
And
I
both
saw
the
that.
guys are fucking monsters, bro.
Yeah, in the first match was a war. In the second one, he just went right through the dude.
Yeah.
So it was that
But
that
the way
was
I was
super
watching
impressive.
Vad pull that first guy, it seemed like he was giving the guy shit. And like I'm telling you, rewatch that match. He was grabbing like real low on the wrist. You'd see him kind of really take the hand and then kind of like let it back. And I'm like, I think this fucker's sandbagging right now. And then to pull the same day another super match for the same arm.
Same day, like 30 minutes later.
Yeah, guess what that means? Guess what that means, boys? That's called sandbagging. Especially like the guys he pulled and beat, were they slouches, Steve, or were they good dudes?
Nah, they were good in Montana.
Right.
They were
Yeah.
really good dudes. They were really good dudes. Yeah, I was it's just that Vlad's a wall, man. Vlad's a fucking wall, dude. I mean, I haven't seen a lot of guys that can give, Vlad really much of a fucking war, man, to tell you the truth. And I'm glad to see John because John's a fucking beast, dude. John Cervantes is an absolute monster. So this is going to be a really good fucking match, better than what people think. But it's supposed to be around 210, 215. That's what John's supposed to be on, John Cervantes. So I'm sure they're both. I'm pretty sure Vlad's probably going to be around 200, maybe 205. She'll try to probably gain a little bit of weight, but besides that, yeah, I don't. Vlad can pull for days too. Vlad is so strong. I mean, he's
Totally.
straight in that hook, and he's got a stick drag where he's just you can't really do much. He kind of waits for you to bleed out for a little bit, and then as soon as he feels something, that's when he goes. But it's just he's a wall, man. He really is. You know, he really is. But you know, I'm not taking anything away from John. That's why John's going up against him, and that's probably the best guy I can get, probably to put up against John at that fucking weight class too.
I would say, well, he just won New England in 2024.
Yeah,
Everyone at Badgers Christmas party was saying John was the fucking man. Like, I don't think, again, it's practice pulling, but I don't think Rich Durant could do anything with him, and Rich is an IFA world champion.
that's what I'm saying. So
So
I don't
yeah, I
think
think,
I mean, and they're both naturals. So
and they're both hookers.
it's going to be hook.
Oh yeah. So like you said, I'm really excited to see this because John was going through everybody in a hook, and my brain always says, well, if you're a really good hooker, but you're only good when you can get to that lock, and you're pulling a top roller, you might not be that good when it's elite. But then when you get
But
two
they're
hookers,
both going right
yeah,
inside, and it's going to be a fucking hook war, and that's where it's going to be fucking really, you know, to see who's going to be able to do, you know, what they got to do. Because I honestly, I don't see them both, either one of them. You know, what I mean, they watch each other just bleed each other out is what they're going to do, and it's going to be sitting there right in the middle, and then both are going to hit, and then he's going to hit, and then it's just going to go back and forth. You know, so it's going to be definitely a hook war. It's going to be the best match of the night, really.
dude, I can't believe what you put together here. This is freaking awesome. So
I say, do you just see guys like, do you watch a match, you go, ooh, like I like the way this guy pulls, and you keep like a tab in your brain about this, about this
You're good.
person,
I
and
wa-
then you see it. Sorry.
yeah, I watch like pretty much. That's why I go to so many tournaments to see who pulls, how they pull at what weight class, and who's winning first, second, and third. You know what I mean? And you know, whoever does, and then that's where I, you know, and then not only that, but it doesn't mean just because you win. If I see you in a fucking war, you know, and you're fucking giving everything you fucking got, and you're not letting up for shit, but you lose, I still want you in a fucking match, just for the fact that you put fucking everything on the table. You know what I mean? There's nothing fucking better than a fucking show where somebody puts fucking everything on the fucking table. I'd rather see a fucking war than see a fucking 3-0. You know what I mean?
yeah, I think pretty everybody you put together is gonna. Those are all.
Oh,
people.
again, I don't think there's too many matches. Was there a blowout? And no, there's a couple blowouts, right, at the last one, but they weren't blowouts. You know what I mean?
What do you mean, like blowouts? Like,
Like
One
3-0s.
matches. Well, the Andrew and who are the big guys?
um, Andrew and
Yeah.
what's his name?
Was it Kevin?
Yeah, Kevin Malcolm.
Yeah, Kevin. Yeah,
They
But-
each three out each other's other opposite hands.
but it wasn't a sweep either. That's what I'm trying to say though. Like when you say 3-0, you're like, oh, you mopped the floor. There was stops. There was adjustments made, so it wasn't like, oh, this guy's just getting mauled up there.
Nah, it
But
wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy match. Definitely wasn't an easy match.
yeah, but that first one, dude, I can't believe Caleb brought that back.
That was the best match, I
That was
think.
awesome.
One of the
That was
best
the best
matches of the
start.
night.
That was the best start you could have had for the entire
Right.
season.
That's exactly what I expect from Carson and Mike. I don't
Yeah.
expect anything less. I expect a fucking explosion, a 3-2, a very close match. I expect, honestly, the outcome that I expect is I think it's going to be Mike the first round, Carson the second round, Mike the third round, Carson the fourth round, and then they're going to try to do whatever they can because I think Mike's going to be faster than Carson. Carson's going to have to catch up and figure something out, and he will. I think Mike will change something up, and then he'll end up pinning him. And I think Carson's going to try to have to figure something out to win him. So it's going to be, I think, a back and forth. I think it's going to be probably one of the best matches of the night, to tell you the truth.
Start it right off with a banger like that. Ah,
That's what you have to do. I don't like starting this little thing that's like little by trickle up until they get to the best fucking no. You got to give a good match in the beginning to fucking explode everything. Then you put a couple of matches in between that are going to be good. You know what I mean? You know they're going to be good matches. You know what I mean? But then you have to keep it alive in the middle because you don't want anybody falling asleep or fucking. You want to have to keep it alive in the middle. You know what I mean? That's why you're in the middle. That's why you're fucking right there to keep everybody wide up, wide awake, wide open to make sure. And then obviously at the end, that's literally why it's going to be Vlad and John because it's going to be an absolute fucking hook war. That's everybody's going to be. Let me tell you something. Before it even happens, everyone's going to be out there with their fucking phones on, recording this right there, face up fucking front to watch this fucking war. I'm telling you right now before it even happens.
I felt like the Bill Sinks versus
Miguel Fernandez.
Miguel.
didn't get enough appreciation. Like I was listening to the podcast, you and Dan, and you guys were mentioning it. I'm like, dude, that was two top guys.
Oh,
And I
dude,
can't
yeah.
believe Miguel stayed in there with his hand bent like that.
Yeah.
And wow, that was crazy, dude.
It was a
And for
great.
Bill,
Yep. It was a
like,
great
you
war.
see how red Bill was? Like, I thought he was gonna have a stroke, respectfully. Like, I thought it was like, and he never fucking gave an inch. I was so, I don't know, I was so hyped for that, and that was such a banger.
Yeah, it was a war.
So,
It was
I
definitely.
wanted to give them a shout out.
That's our adopted Vermont.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what was that? I think each match was longer than a minute with them boys. Like,
Yeah. They definitely had a long match. Both of them had they probably had the longest match of the night because they were going back and forth every fucking round. Every fucking.
Miguel got really sticky.
and oh, I do want to shout out to Chris Burt because Chris was very strong that day. I just knew lanes, if that makes sense.
Chris Vert.
Yeah, when I
Yeah,
pulled
he's a
him,
beast, dude. That's why you ended up pulling him, dude. You know, nothing against him. I know he's a great puller. He's a great guy, and I knew it was going to be a good match. And I'm already looking for another match for you. To tell you the truth, you already know that, you know.
no, I
But
appreciate that too.
Chris Burt was no, easy task. I don't want anybody to take anything away from Chris because he's a great puller at his weight. So he's
And he won your pro tournament.
yeah.
After pulling me, he won the pro tournament. So
Yeah, he's not. I mean, he's a really good puller, you know. So, but
So you won the pro tournament in the weight class.
that's different. Dude, I'm telling
I
you,
can't believe
I
you
can.
say that.
Nah, I'm not gonna be that ego. I know I'm that good. But no, if a guy's never pulled me
Yeah.
and you don't know who I am, I think I could be very dangerous. Especially with my shit talking. Like I think I was in Chris's head before we even pulled on the table.
I think so too. I think, but I think so in a different way. I think he kind of thought that he was going to be able to beat you because of the experience and how good he pulls. Because he should have the. I mean, which he is. He's a coach and he's has his team, and so he's a really good puller. But like I thought, you bring in somebody even with a little bit less weight that has a little bit more hand control and is undeniably, I mean, a problem when it gets to the table. You know, that's Mason. I mean,
That's one way to say it.
that's just a completely different person. You know, what I mean,
Yeah.
everything feels different. You know, it gets uncomfortable. I see it in people's faces. It's I love it. I mean, I love it. I love to see it. I love to see that difference of, I mean, almost coming out and being like that your opponent in front of you is kind of like, I want to say, I don't want to say they're bitching out, but they almost feel like they're not in their game where they're supposed to be. You know what I mean? You know, so and I feel like that you do that to them, you know, to every single one of your guys that you could pull up against. I mean, even when it's in a tournament, it doesn't have to be even a super match. So it's just there's a switch. Same thing with you. There's a switch. You know, when that switch goes off, it's like a dynamite. You can hear it. You can see it. It's blatant. You know what I mean? So I like that.
And with James a little more visible, but
I did very good. I thought I didn't swear. I didn't degrade anybody. I didn't say anything.
yeah,
I
you
didn't
did pretty
care.
good.
I didn't
That was
care.
pretty-
I do not care. I didn't care. I even told Chris, to tell you the truth. You can ask Chris. I said, Chris, just going to warn you. He's going to talk a lot of shit. You know, this is all in, fair game. You know, this is all in fair. There's no disrespect on any level. But
After the
he's going
first
to
round,
talk
you
a
started
lot of
thinking,
shit. I told Chris, so it's nothing like I didn't prepare him for it. And he goes, I expect it, bro. I said, all right, I just want to make sure, you can talk your shit, do whatever you want. Just don't put any hands on each other. And he's like, no, as long as he's not going to do that. I was like, he's just talks so much shit. He goes, just be up, and aware for it, so he is. Chris was, and he's good. Like I said, he's a great guy from New York, man. Like I said, so don't
Oh
take
yeah,
anything away from him.
I'm tight with him. He's a good
yeah,
dude.
I didn't realize that he trained with Steve Black. He said, right?
Yeah, Steve Black,
Yeah.
the guy that you want to pull.
Yep.
he's got a really good team. They had a few different guys, Mike Bisman, Paul Cruz. They had a whole team all together. Dan used to pull with them too. So they had a really good crew. They still pull with each other here and there and stuff. So, but all great pullers, all different types of weight classes. You know what I mean, so much fucking experience. All great guys. Mike Bisman, Steve Black, everybody, Paul Cruz, all those guys in every single one of those teams. You know what I mean, they're great guys. So and but yeah, man, it was a great match, man, between you two. You know what I mean? It was a great.
I didn't even know James Reed was there, dude, but I like James Reed. And when I realized James Reed was cheering for Chris, I was so fucking mad, dude.
Yeah,
I looked at
they
Chris.
know each other, dude. Yeah.
Dude, I looked at Chris in the second round. I was like, "You're gonna hate me for this one," and he was like, "Right," and I was like, and then I got him comfortable, and then I was like, "Where the fuck's James?" And I was like, "Hey, you're cheering for me, big boy."
That's too funny.
I
That was
felt
strong,
terrible.
man. That's strong, man. That was impressive that you did that. That was really impressive. Chris is
When you
really.
gave the look,
Yeah, I'm telling you guys. To me, I think it was more. He thought I wasn't showing shit. I don't show shit. You know what I mean? It's poker face.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think he saw that and he was like, dude, this guy's fucking holding me. And then it kind of led up even more. And I went, oh, thanks, bud. Like, good thing you didn't keep pulling there because I would have been in trouble. Like, there was a couple times when I looked
Yeah,
away.
because I seen him there. I know what you're talking about because he tried to cup a little bit more, and as soon as he tried to adjust, you took advantage and just went right over his hand. And as soon as you had that position, you were sitting there. I was just like, he's not going to move him right there. And Chris was almost kind of like underneath you, pretty much trying to pull you back. And I was like, he's just waiting on him right now. So, but it was a good match, man. It was a good match. I know it wasn't easy for you. You know what I mean? So I know it was a good match.
Right. And that's where I just want to make sure I'm putting the credit on him. So I had some people talk to me like, man, you fucking mauled him. I was like, yeah, from the way you watch it. And do I think I do it again? Yeah. But again,
Yeah. All
very
in
strong
all,
puller. And I love the dude. He's a solid guy.
yeah, I just want to shout out to Iron Link Arms too, man. All the guys from over there. I put them in all the super matches too, just Ethan Sherritt and Matt and Caleb Johnson. And Matt Bush. He's doing I forgot. Give me 1 second. I forgot my phone.
Oh yeah, they got a tournament coming up too.
Oh yeah, he's got a tournament coming up.
Yeah, they're hosting their own tournament. It's the one that Larry and them started.
oh, it's the one that Larry bailed out on. Hey, fuck Larry.
Larry who?
Larry who?
I want that super match for you, dude.
I want that
It's
super match
Twin
for you.
State, yeah, it's
You
Twin
need that.
State
You
Tournament
deserve that
2
match.
is what it is. Twin State Tournament 2. Iron
Yeah.
Link Arms.
I
think
don't
that's
need that.
Yeah,
that's
the first one was put on by a coward, but that's all right. Someone, so
That's Irish.
hey, whatever. He shouldn't have bailed out of your match.
No, I think that's a solid grade.
James scared their fearless leader, who's not their leader anymore, out of Vermont.
Are you serious?
I don't know if I got him to move out of Vermont, but I know we had a scheduled date for a super match and he didn't show up.
What?
Yeah, and I'm not gonna blast him on here and say, but
we do it all the time.
okay. He texted the group. He texted the group, and I don't know what.
You see, look, we never talk about this.
All right, we're gonna talk about this. Okay, and these are the facts of what I've read. I'm not calling him a liar or anything, but he didn't go. He said he was in the hospital that night because he had cancer, and I was like, wow, that's fucking rough, dude. But he's doing pretty good right now. That's all I know. So maybe, I don't know. So I know he did. I know I was being a cocksucker to him for like 2 months. Anytime he posted anything on Facebook, I'd recreate the photo and edit my text to look like his, but just trolling. It was awesome.
It may have been the worst trolling you've ever done.
I was so proud of myself.
It was so good.
It was great. Eh?
And he deserved it.
Yeah, Lawrence got Pat into the sport.
Well, no, Thomas Dede got me in the
Sorry. And then you were training at Lawrence's
house.
house.
And Lawrence's house.
And then the day Pat was talking about like, oh, maybe one day, when I can do this to you. And he was like, oh, you think you're going to beat me?
No, he told Tom.
Oh,
he
told
think
Tom?
he's gonna beat me. He told me he was gonna beat me. Then I was never allowed to go to his house again. So fuck that guy.
What?
And now everybody on our team will probably beat
That's funny.
him.
But yeah, if Lawrence hears this, anytime you want a super match from me or Pat, we'll take it.
Yeah, anytime.
If you're hating on us, calling us bitches, you think you're right or wrong,
Yep.
I will show up to your house and I'll video it right there.
I'm not just a flopper espresso anymore, bud.
I'll flop
I'll call
it,
him out.
and I don't even flop it.
Yeah.
But
All right, yeah, you're hearing some animosity towards the guy right now.
nah, dude, I want to talk some shit. Who else do we talk to? Yo, you got some guys in the tournament that need to be pulling. Oh, this is where it's gonna come at. I saw guys pulling amateurs, and then they went up to semi-pro and then went to pro. I think that's bullshit. If you think you can pull,
No, nobody pulls. Nobody pulls.
Two.
They only
No,
pull
he-
2 classes.
Steve
Like they can
Stockton-
pull. They could pull. They could pull novice amateur, or they could pull amateur semi-pro, or they could pull semi-pro pro.
Yeah, because you had that one guy who was trying to pull novice, amateur, semi-pro, and you're like, no, we moved you up to amateur and semi-pro. If you have a
Yeah.
problem with it, let us know. And you announced it right on the microphone.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah,
And dude, that shit will drag a tournament on so long.
yeah, dude.
It's
No,
not
I
even-
just think it fucks people. I don't like that.
I don't
because
like
if
it
you're
either.
really a novice and you don't know how to pull on the table, but you're trying to get like that guy that showed up to your smoke shop. He's like, man, I like to pull. I want to meet a club, and I'm just gonna try it out. And I was like, damn. I was like, he's gonna pull some prick that,
Yeah.
oh, I'm an amateur and novice, but it's because they want medals, not because they're actually an amateur and
I
novice.
went to Winter Blast last year. I put this dude on blast. Who's the head of the Puerto Rican Arm Wrestling League out there? Motherfucker pulled amateur, dude with glasses and beard, big fucking arms. He pulled me in the amateur class. Fuck that guy.
Who's what guy is this?
I'm gonna find his name. Hold on.
Yeah, this is it. This is two guys, one cup for calling out all the bullshit.
he's
Right
the
now.
guy- He runs like the Puerto Rican Arm Wrestling League.
Is this Miguel you're talking about? Francisco Miguel?
Oh, it may be. Yeah, fuck that guy. 1 minute. He may be nice, but dude, that was a scumbag thing to do to pull fucking amateur when you're clearly a pro. What was his name again? Francisco.
Bro, if you think I could type that name and you're wrong. That's a voice type.
Was it Francisco Miguel or Miguel Francisco?
Hold on, I'll tell you right now. My fucking
What?
phone's on 5%, so hopefully I can get it before it fucking shuts off. Hold on.
I know, we gotta let you go soon. Miguel Francisco. Nah, this is pulling up like
Oh no, Garcia Francisco. Sorry.
Garcia Francisco. Hold on.
It could be him. I'm not sure if it is though.
Wow, I am not having.
I think he is head of the one of the Puerto Ricans in No Team Arm Wrestling.
They got some bad dudes on that team, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they
I don't
do.
know. Every team that shows up to your thing, like it's all stacked. But no, you got some Georgian kids pulling the semi-pros. Those fuckers need to be pulling pros, dude. I
Who?
feel bad for anybody that had to pull them in semi-pro because they were probably like, what the fuck? And
No, that's not him. No, this guy has glasses, and he's got the biggest fucking biceps, dude. Like,
No idea.
how about Jesus?
no, he's not Jesus.
Jesus.
Well, that's how it's spelled, but I know that's not how they say it, right? It's Jesus.
Jesus?
Right? Like,
Jesus?
yeah. No, I'd be like, bro, if that was how my name is spelled, but it's Jesus, okay?
It's Jesus.
Yeah.
You need
And maybe
Jesus.
he's not part of it anymore. Or maybe I'm wrong, and I'm really calling this guy out in the wrong way. But he definitely was on like Paul Italia talking about
It's
Puerto
called
Rican
No
arm
Team Arm Wrestling.
Yeah,
This
this
one-
guy that I'm talking about is from No Team Arm Wrestling.
Uh,
They're good guys, though.
that's-
Him and Adam, they're good guys.
You gotta be careful accusing who's Mexican and Puerto Rican here. They don't appreciate that if you're wrong.
Puerto Rican arm wrestling. No, I'm lost.
Well, anyways, whoever.
Oh, Sarah Bachman was there this year. I wondered why.
What a babe, dude.
Yeah.
If I could ever meet Sarah Bachman, I'd appreciate that.
I
I
met
would
Sarah.
shake her hand and tell her she's a lady.
I'd make a bet in a super match with her.
He smoked everybody, of course, but I can't find this dude.
Well, I guess he's not a real person. Pat made up a lie about a
He's
person.
definitely a real person.
I don't know. I don't know if he's a real person.
I lost to him.
I don't know if it's a real person, Pat.
uh,
So these are the rings for the super matches.
right there,
Dude, that
right there.
blue-
1 minute. Who is this guy? Right there. It's this guy with John Terry.
You don't know how to fucking zoom in on a photo.
It won't zoom in.
What do you mean? Watch this. I'm gonna show you something.
He's sitting there with Dan Schwartz.
Like these are the rings, dude.
The blue looks fucking sick.
I
by
like the
way.
blue. Well, we can't.
That guy in the middle.
Oh, are you serious? That's fucking Pulseo TV.
Yeah, he pulled fucking amateur, semi-pro, and pro, and I'm like,
Whoa,
this
whoa,
dude's
where?
not a fucking amateur. I was like, what is
Where's
he doing?
this?
That was that winner.
Winter Blast last year.
Oh my god.
Sandbagged. I was pissed.
Yeah, he was definitely not a amateur.
So, but this is all I'm saying. If I at the next tournament, any person I see that I know is too good, I can't wait to just chill at the amateur and novice table and talk shit.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, what's it like being a pussy, bro? Like, why are you so scared to pull? Like, I don't know. I got beat fair and square at your tournament. I didn't even place. I didn't hit the podium. That
No
was
shit.
crazy.
Well, you were burned out from your super match.
No, I pulled left-handed. I didn't pull right. I couldn't believe it. Sean Boopy, or I'm gonna call him Sean Boob. No,
Yeah,
Sean,
yeah.
Sean
Sean
Titty,
Boopy.
dude. I can't wait to pull that prick again.
Oh,
In my whole career of arm wrestling, I've never been head bunted in the hand. And
yeah, he had Jason.
I saw that.
dude, I couldn't believe it. I was like, his wrist just busted. He gave it, and I was like, "Oh, big boy."
And he
I was like, "You're gonna remember me today." And then the flump, and I'm like, "You fucker!" Like, I didn't even know that was a move, bro. Nobody even informed me on that. I'm gonna have to get him back with that one.
All right, Steve. Thank you for coming on, bud. We've kept you long enough. We're gonna go eat some food.
All right.
But all right. So when is it again?
April 12th.
April 12th.
And where is it?
It's going to be at the Hyatt House on 100 Westage Center Boulevard, East Fishkill. April 12th. Free food, free drinks, custom awards. The awards are going to be fucking sick. And same thing with the awards for the super matches. Same place that where I did one of the other tournaments, and then have a really special event that's coming up. It's going to be the New York Smoke Super Match Series and tournament, and that's going to be at a new venue that we're going to try out. Like I showed you already, kind of like a sneak peek before we did this,
Yep.
which is absolutely fucking beautiful place. And it's going to be with all the super match, with the majority of the super match winners of this whole run that we had last year. And yeah, so it's I can't wait, man. Can't wait for April 12th. Pat, it's going to be a war between you and John, so that's going to be great. And then James, you going to be there?
Oh yeah, dude. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be there. I don't know
Yeah.
if I'm gonna pull. I've really been training. I'm trying to, like I told you about Roger, like my goal is after you said that, I was like, you know what? I can't be a bitch. Like if I'm making an excuse, I'm not training enough. So
I don't know. He messaged me. I'm like, oh, okay. that's a hard match.
Definitely pull as much as you can. Roger's going to be there.
is he?
Yep.
Oh, what? He's like 240 though, right?
Nope. He's about 225. He's going down to 220.
Oh, he looks big.
It's huge.
Definitely lost a lot of weight this year.
Roger,
So-
I already have a super match that I'm trying to line up for him. I don't want to say anything yet for the super match series, which is going to be fucking phenomenal. So I can't fucking wait. But it could be you and Roger. It could be. It's all depending on what happens with who I talk to when it, because you are one of the super match winners and so is Roger. So
I just feel bad for him, dude. Like, you know what I mean? No one wants to lose to me. I'm a nobody. So if he beats me, it's expected. We've seen this before with Chris Vert. Everyone was like, oh, Chris Vert's bigger, stronger. And then you got some Amish Canadian ruining your fucking day.
Yeah, but at the same time, Roger's on a different level.
Oh, yeah.
I agree.
That's where, again, though, it make me so hot and horny about the whole thing, dude. Because, like, that makes me go.
But at the same time, like you said, you're on an underestimated level. So people don't know how big of a problem you are until they're on the table with you.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You know what I mean? So they look at Roger, they already know what the problem is, just like you know what the problem is. Roger looks at you and he doesn't really know, I don't think, but I do. So,
Well,
awesome.
I hope Roger watches this. I hope he doesn't train. I hope he keeps it easy. He understands he's got nothing to worry about. And then we talk about it after the match.
I think you're almost on that level. I think Roger's just a little bit, maybe has a little bit. But at the same time, you're not, you're not losing, and you're beating all these much bigger guys, much more experienced guys. And I think that some of these matches kind of have to happen. I have somebody else for you, but I don't know what would happen between the both of you, he would be really good. I have to talk to. I'm not going to say anything until I talk to him. But
We'll shut the camera off and we won't tell anyone.
But there's somebody else too that I want to see, because there's somebody else that Roger went up against. It wasn't really too much of a match. I'm saying Roger did dominate the match, but this guy is an absolute beast. So, but I want to see how he did up against someone else that you pulled. So I want to see kind of like an idea if how that worked out, or if he was too much for him. Then I don't even want to talk about the match, because I want to make sure that it's going to be a good match.
Right. Well, we're gonna start. Okay. So we're gonna end this. Then
I just want to say though, yeah, thank you very much, Steve. But a lot of guys came up to me after my match, were real cool to me. They're like, big boy. They're like, if you lift weights, you eat. They're like, we'd love to see what that turns into. One of the guys is the guy filming, Dan, the big guy.
Dan Citrella.
Yeah, and I want to say now, so at your tournament when I showed up, I was sick, dying, weighed 119 or 219. And now I'm like 230. I got some meaty shoulders again. I'm eating a prep meal for the last month, like planning. I take creatine now. I'm excited. And I'm getting on a new training regimen with a secret trainer. And I ain't going to tell anybody, but the results I think will show for themselves.
I think so too.
Patrick Weeks.
No, I got probably one of the top 5 in the country training me.
No shit.
It'll be good. It's
right, you look funny yourself, man. You're always looking fucking big, dude. You're right.
You can't listen to your bro. It's just the written rule.
I was gonna say his right arm is huge. He looks like he's like 230 pounds right now.
I'm lean. I'm like super lean right now, so I'm just looking bigger because of that.
Yeah, bro. Take your shirt off.
No. Well, I'll tell you what. My wife does not kick me out of the bed for eating cookies and leaving crumbs in it. So that did not make any sense. Anyway,
I thought
well, this was 2 Guys, 1 Cup.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Steve. We love you. John McMurrin, you're fucked, dude. It's gonna be so bad. You're so fucked. Don't invite any of your family. Don't do it. You do not want this to happen. I'm so fucking sorry for you. Tell you what, you gotta earn respect. You don't get respect.
James is the shale son of arm wrestling.
No.
All right, guys.
All right.
Thank you. I'm gonna kill that recording. Boop.